I just analyze all these pairs and I'm going to tell you which ones I'm going to be looking at this next week and what am I expecting to take a trade. USD JPY, this is going to be my first one, top one. As we can see, weekly time frame. Last week we broke under this higher low. This was the higher high, higher low. Last week we switched the structure. Now, last week I told you guys I'm expecting a pullback to this area. We have the EMA support resistance zone. We have a psychological number and previous structure point. We go to the daily time frames. We can see we switch bullish on the last session of the week, London on Friday. And if we go to the 4 hour, we can see basically the same. It was the lower low, lower high. We switch structure, reject the EMA, and I was expecting this for the past week. I'm gonna still be expecting this for this next week. Maybe, and just maybe, the daily will come back to this area. I have an alarm right here. I'm looking more for this sell than this buy right here of the pullback. But if it gives me like a good entry and it comes all the way here and reject this area, then I'll be interested to take a buy. Although I'm waiting for this same thing that happened on these past weeks, I'm waiting for the same movement. Take a look. This movement right here, same thing I'm expecting here. This week we had the EMA on the daily. Now we have it on the weekly, as I told you guys right now. I'm expecting for the week to maybe have a pullback right here. Maybe I'll take a buy. I don't know. I'm looking more for the sell. But if price comes here, reject this weekly EMA, uh, take this as a resistance zone, psychological number. I think we have enough reasons to think that we're gonna keep this bearish trend that we've been going on for a few weeks. As you guys can see, I'll put my take profit around here at the end of this candlestick. And this is gonna be all for my first pair. Second pair, Euro USD. As you guys can see on the weekly time frame, we are bearish. This is the previous structure point. We are under the previous structure point, but I do expect a pullback to this area. Maybe as we can see in the past right here, I'm looking for something like this where this was the lower low, lower high, same here, lower low, lower high. I'm expecting for a pullback. Here we didn't have the EMA. This time we do have the EMA. As you guys can see, we barely reject this area a few weeks right here. Maybe this one came closer with this week, but it's basically the same EMA, psychological number, support resistance area. This time we're looking to use it as resistance, previous structure point. I really like this trade. So next week, I'm going to be expecting the pullback right here. And I'm going to be looking at the lower time frames for a switch of structure. It's going to be looking something like this. And if we're on the right session, we're going to have an engulfing candle or a candle that will show me that we're going to switch structures. We're going to have the switch of structure, maybe a reaction to the previous structure point, a little pullback, and now I'll take my sell and my take profit. Let me show you guys where I will put my take profit. There's two options, either here, yeah, either here, or if we want to see something more, maybe even like this. Let me see. I'm looking at this wick right here. Maybe it depends if we reject this area and we start going bearish here. But I think at least Here it's a good zone, a little bit more below these previous candles. But as you guys can see, even right here, it's a 2.5 per se, because I don't know how my stop loss is gonna be. It can be even more, but uh, yeah, that's basically what I'm waiting for this trade. Next one, we have two JPYs that look barely the same. I'm gonna start with the one that I like the less, and it's gonna be Euro JPY. This is my top four. Although if I take one of these, it's only gonna be either CAD JPY or Euro JPY. I don't think I'm gonna take both. However, as you guys can see weekly, let me show you guys better here. This is a support area. I'm waiting for something like this per se. As you guys can see, this week we have rejection right here, rejection here, rejection here, and I'm waiting for a rejection here. If we go to the daily, we can see a lower low. This is going to be my lower high. I'm not taking this because price for me, price just opened here and went right up. If it was to open right here next to where it closed, this will be a wick. So I'm counting this as a wick. So for me, this is lower low and lower high right now. I'm waiting for the price to break structure here, switch bullish, and then come back for a rejection. Maybe it's gonna be only a wick, because let me show you guys the 4-hour time frame. Will be lower low, lower high. I'm waiting for price to break here, switch of structure, all these wicks right here, all these. Look, I love this zone that I have here. So I'm waiting for price to break, rejection of the previous structure point, EMA. I love that we have the EMA here to buy and start going bullish. Now, CAD JPY, it's basically the same, but it looks a lot better, and we probably have a better risk reward ratio. As you guys can see, even from the past right here, this is gonna be my, let's go to the week first to see. Yeah, the weekly doesn't tell us much, but as you guys can see, daily, either I do see that price can come to this point and keep going bearish. I'm not gonna take that trade. I don't think so. I'm waiting for price to break right here, go bullish, previous structure point, rejection, and go bullish. So if we go to here, it happened it's the same thing on September 2024. We were bearish here. We didn't, just by this little break structure, we didn't switch structure right here on this candle, but this candle did reject these previous points, probably on the lower time frames. You guys could see it better that we had a reaction here. Although when we switch of structure here bullish, the next candle had a wick of rejection of the previous structure point. Basically, what I'm waiting for this wick reaction, something like this, to then go up. Same thing if we move this here. It's basically what I'm waiting. It's just the same. So just I'm just gonna wait for this and take a buy here. I like my take profit here, close to the EMA, close to where this candlestick close here. I think it's a good zone. And as you guys could see in the past, it could even go farther. However, here it went all the way till the EMA. So I'm expecting for this week to be the same. I like that here we have a 3.32. Even if we do it like this, could be 3 risk reward, and it looks maybe a little bit better than your JPY. So I'm definitely gonna be taking a look at these two. But if I have to choose between one, I'm gonna take CAD JPY, most probably 1 hour time frame. Let's see. In euro. Yeah, let's just wait. I don't see it as much on the 1 hour, but yeah. So that's what I'm gonna be waiting for. These two, very similar, very nice looking. Now my last pair of the week, use this CHF. As you guys can see, I'm trying to catch this big, massive bearish move as we have here. As you guys can see, bullish move, then bearish move, bullish move, then a massive bearish move, bullish move. I remember catching this bullish move. It was amazing to catch this move. And trust me, you don't want to miss a move like this. And let's see. Basically, I'm waiting for the same as this. It doesn't have to be the same, but it's gonna be very similar as you guys can see. On the daily, if we go here, well, as you guys can see, weekly, we have the EMA here. We rejected the previous structure point on the weekly, but we are bullish. I don't mind that. However, in the daily, we are still bearish. I would have loved for this candle to close below the EMA and probably below this zone. What am I going to be waiting for this week? And that's why this trade is my top five. I need to see something like this where we confirm that we're going to still be bearish and we are going to start trying to basically break and probably fill this wick right here on the weekly. So on the daily, I'm going to be waiting for price to keep the bearish structure, come here, reject the EMA psychological number and this previous area that is well respected. Maybe we can see how this weekly candle will reject this area, and I would love that to happen. Same here, look, rejection for this area. And this is a good previous previously respected support and resistance. As you can see here, support, even resistance here, and even if we keep going, support, support, etc. But I want to keep it like this, shorter. Let's see if I can take it back to how it was before. So yeah, I'm looking forward for this trade. We're still bullish on the 4 hour, but as I told you guys, I'm waiting for the daily to do this. And in the 4 hour, if we have a switch of structure and we use the EMA to keep going bearish, then that will be lovely to take a sell right here. Probably put my stop loss a little bit um close to this zone right here and take profit probably around here if I don't want to risk it that much. Let's say we take the trade here with the daily EMA. This could be a very nice trade, and this is gonna be my top five. However, I do want to mention GBP USD, which looks good, but personally, I'm not so. It's missing the for me to take the trade. I'm gonna be looking at it though, so that's why I'm showing you guys. But this is definitely my top five, and I'll be more focused on these ones. However, GBP USD, we were bearish until this part where we broke and we switched structures, reject the EMA. I don't like that as much. Maybe we could be doing that to reject now this previous structure point. As we can see, we didn't went past this point, but on the daily, we are bearish, and I don't like that at all. We do have the EMA right here, and we could be looking for something like this. Maybe in the week, let me see. We could be looking for something like this, where this looks very similar to this. However, we did had the shift of structure right here, bullish, then came, rejected previous structure point, and had a nice trade right here. But however, as you guys can see, this doesn't do it for me. And I don't know. I can't see anything in the past that can show me or gives me like a clue of what's gonna be or what am I waiting or what am I expecting. And I don't like that we are bearish and on the 4 hour it's pretty much the same. We're under the EMA. I don't like that as well. But I'm gonna be watching just in case. Just in case. But I don't like that this pair has so many candles. Look at this many daily candles. They're like so small, not much volume. Here's the same, like you're just going sideways. And I don't like that at all. I like something like this movement and this movement. But as you guys can see, we went bearish here, bullish. And let's say we get on a trade like this. Like, okay, we switch bullish here. If we didn't came to reject the previous structure point, like it was on the same, and I don't know, like this. I don't know. It looks good here, it's easy to put it here because it already happened. But here, maybe if I can reject this EMA and these psychological numbers and these zones, maybe I'll take a trade. However, I do want to mention this too. I don't think there's gonna be a trade this week, but for the next weeks, and just yeah, for the next week, and just so you guys can start looking at it and how it's moving, I would like to show you guys these two: GBP CAD, GBP AUD. They pretty much look the same. GBP CAD looks way better though. As you guys can see, this is a well-respected resistance, even from the past 2018, even 2016. Look at this 2014. Well-respected support resistance area. As you guys can see, we are probably gonna reject this area right here, as we did here with the week, daily, same. We're probably gonna just bounce off this area. What am I waiting for? As you guys can see here, for example, higher high, higher low structure, but as soon as we break switch structure, we break, we're bearish now, we come back, previous structure point, and we have this massive move. So maybe next week or on the other week, we can have a massive move like this. I'm not interested on this sell. I want to stick to my plan, and this doesn't really follow along my plan. Even if something here happens on the 4 hour, maybe here I'll think about it. If we do something like this, um, oh, oh, maybe something like this, maybe I'll think about it, but not at all. GBP AUD, just to show you guys the same how this trade and these pairs move. We had the higher high, higher high, new higher high, higher low. We broke, bearish. We came, previous structure point rejection, all this massive move. We go up, come down to the previous structure point right here, and we have this massive move. So I really like this trade. I really like these pairs, and I'm just inviting you to take a look at it, because I know the next week this probably gonna be on my top. But I hope this works for you. I hope you guys can take some advantage of these 5 pairs. Okay, so this is gonna be everything for this week. Hopefully this video gave you some guidance and ideas on what to trade and what to look for in each trade. Good luck, and I'll see you guys next week.